Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a very interesting subject. A lot of people complain about their anchor and their rode, the line, that long 100-foot section of line that they've got sticking in the front of their boat here up in the anchor locker. When they deploy it into the locker, you really don't think about it. You put it all away, but the next time you go to use it, it's a tangled mess. Especially for you guys that have smaller boats with smaller anchor lockers, this is a huge problem. I hear this a lot from switch guys, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that have this same scenario. So what we're going to talk about today in this video is how to tie off your line in such a way that it is not going to tangle coming out and it consumes a little bit less space in the compartment. We'll go ahead and pull our anchor out. We'll pull our entire mass of rope out. This looks tangled, but it's not. This line is tied in a method they call the chain sennit or the daisy chain. I'm going to show you how to get this result so that when you're done tying everything up, it goes back in the locker and out without tangling the next time you try to untie it. Bring the camera in tight. So right at the top of this line here, you'll notice I've got a knot. If I take the knot, untie, we're going to unwind this loose end. I always intentionally leave myself some loose end so that I can make this bundle neat and not get all loose on me, okay? So now that I have untied all of that, we're going to walk back the entire bundle. This is 100 foot of line, but as you can see here, I've got about 30 foot using this chain sennit or daisy chain. Show you something really cool. At the end, I have a simple brake tied into the end here. I call it a brake. It's a simple hitch at the end. I'm going to take that loop that you see here. I'm going to remove the loop. And now that I've done that, I can actually run the entire line like this. And you can run it all the way out. On the other end, we've done the same thing. We've just tied a brake here. The reason why is this may be tied off to the boat. We didn't want to tie it using this end. So we simply just remove the brake. And now we have our standard chain sennit or daisy chain. Now let's learn how to tie this. It is super simple, and once you've done it a handful of times, it's going to be just second nature to you. What I try to do is I try to start with an end that's roughly a span, so about like this, your arm span. Leave that off the end. We'll use that to tidy everything up at the end. Start by just making a simple loop like this. And once you made that loop, we're going to take another piece of the rope that's down the line. We're going to pull that through with our fist. You see how I just push my hand through the loop, grab a section of rope ahead of it, and pull that through. Then taking the same fist, passing it through, grabbing another section of the rope, and pulling that back through. Once again, pass the hand through, the fist goes through, grab a section of rope and pull it back through. Fist through the hole, grab a section, pull it back through. And you repeat this all the way down the line. Walking with it can help. You can do this on your boat. After you do about 100 foot of this, you're gonna wish you had done the double braid sennit, which is essentially just shortening it by 50%. All right, on this last loop, right by the chain, I like to put a brake in. When I say a brake, something that's going to stop this thing from running, right? So we'll take, let me pull one extra out. Take the line, make that same loop. Bring the entire loop around the body and then back through itself. What we've done is we've tied off a brake so it doesn't run, all right? Same thing on the other end. We've already done the loop. We'll take the body, we'll bring it around the head here, just this bitter end, and we'll tie it off like this. Now this is not going to run on me, all right? Now leaving this hanging down, take this chain portion, just like a traditional storage that you may have done with a line or an extension cord in the past, just make spans, lay them on each other. So now we've got a nice organized roll. You take your tag end or the dead end here. I'm gonna reach through, pass the line through, and just make a coil around this top portion. You can make this shorter if you like. Now that we've coiled it a few times, we'll take the end, pass it under those coils, and then once you're done, just tie yourself a simple knot on the end. This way it doesn't come untied inside the locker. All right, now let's go stuff it in the locker. All right, let's stow it away. We've got our nicely coiled, stowed roll here. We're gonna stick it inside this locker. It's a really tight locker on this Sea-Doo. A lot of you guys probably have the same situation, tight lockers. We're gonna shove this rope because it's all nicely coiled and stowed into this little shelf here. And then from there, we're gonna drop our anchor in place. By the way, I wanna give a plug to this anchor. This is a Fortress FX4 rebranded as a Guardian G7. Same company owns it, but because it's disassemblable, they rebranded it as a Guardian G7. This is the old Fortress FX4, rated for boats like 16 to 22 feet. The world's best anchor. A Fortress FX7 is like the best anchor known to really those 25-foot guys, but for smaller boats, the FX4 is perfect. So we discovered this. This is what we're using. We'll put a link in the description below so you can find it at the Jet Boat Pilot store. This is our best recommendation, the Guardian G7. Stick this guy in the locker. Make sure it's nestled. Well, that is a super simple tutorial on how to do a clean stowage so you don't have knots next time you pull out your anchor line and your rode. If you have questions about this, feel free to message us below. We'd be glad to answer those questions for you. We're always happy to see people responding to the video content we make. And by the way, if you like this video, check this one out.